as you know that no country is the best. Every country has some pros and cons. We moved to Canada, so obviously after a few years, we also realize that there are few areas where we have scope for improvement. So these are the top 10 things which you might hate or you might not like, but still Canada is the best. Let's start with number one. So people who are living here from 5 years, 10 years, they will be able to tell you that healthcare is not the best. Initially, when you are outside Canada or when you're new to Canada, you will realize that healthcare is free in Canada. You can go to any walk-in clinic and get your medicine prescribed, get your health checkup done, and it's all free. But person who is living here 5 years, 10 years, they will be able to tell you that there is a scope for improvement. Now you will ask, what is the problem with the Canadian healthcare? The wait time is too long. The average wait time for a surgery is 20 weeks, which is 3 times more than US. So for example, if you have a broken leg and you need to get the x-ray done, you might get a date of after 1 month or after 2 months. By that time your fracture might even fix. So the wait time is a major problem.
So even though we all hear that Canada has free healthcare, that is true, that you can see a doctor, but still when it comes to prescription drugs, it is paid. So if you don't have an insurance plan with your company, it will be really costly for you, because appointment is fine, but paying for the drugs is again a lot of cost. So it is not completely free. So that's a myth that everything is free when it comes to healthcare.
It is free for minor issues like cold, cough, flu, but it will be a chaos when you will have very severe sickness or there will be a surgery or something. Then the wait time is too long. And the suggestion is just be healthy and try not to catch any severe sickness.
Second reason, if you are not used to cold and winters, then you have to think 10 times before moving to Canada. And even in Canada, you have to think where exactly do you want to move, because not everybody likes winters, not everybody likes snow. So if you have plans to move to Winnipeg or maybe any colder region in Canada, so you have to be really sure that your body will adjust to that weather and environment.
And not only that, let's say we are in southern Ontario and it doesn't get very cold, like max to max it might be minus 20 feels like, but still in winter season you won't be able to do any activity. You won't be able to go outside on vacations and everything. So, like social life will be dead. It is kind of depressing in winter. So in winter season, yeah, it gets very cold, but even if it is not very cold, it is kind of dead. So if you are a very extrovert person, you have to think twice before moving to Canada.
And moreover, especially nowadays when we are all working from home and we don't have many places to go out to, so we can't really go for walks because it is really cold outside. So that ways again, like it becomes much more depressing than normal days. So you have to think about all those factors. Your friends cannot visit you, you cannot go anywhere, you cannot go out to parks or for walks, and especially if you have kids, then it is a bigger problem because they will not sit at home, they will be frustrated sitting at home, they need to go out.
Third reason will kill you if you are a driver. Insurance is very high in Canada. So average is $1,200 in a year, but especially if you are in Ontario, it can go as high as $2,000. There are few regions in GTA around Toronto region where people are paying $400 per month. That is more than the EMI of a car. Like if the car EMI is $250, $300, and you are paying $400 per month for insurance. And God forbid if you get into an accident or break any law by mistake and you get a ticket, your insurance will shoot up like hell. So you should think 10 times before you are planning to buy a car in Canada.
Point number 4, awful internet and phone plans. If you are moving to Canada from an Asian country or a country where the internet plans and phone plans are cheaper, then you will see the difference here. It is really very costly. Plus the internet speed is not that good, and even if you go for any high speed plans, you really have to pay a lot of amount for that. So it is really painful.
You can get high speed internet in big cities like Toronto region, Vancouver maybe, But for example, we are paying $120 every month for a good speed, like 1 GB speed. But if you move out of big cities, if you go in suburb, you might not even get a high speed internet. If you will get, that will be very costly.
And in case you exceed your data limit, you will have to pay hefty fees for that.
Yeah, so there are extra charges on that. There are unlimited plans, but those are very costly. So you might get 10 GB of data. Once you cross that, they will charge you for extra data usage. Fifth point, lack of high paying jobs. So in Canada, if you are in IT, you might feel that there are high paying jobs, but still there is a cutthroat competition. For one position, 100 of people will be applying. And if you are not in IT domain, you might feel that there are no high paying jobs. There will be some high paying jobs in engineering and construction, but IT, engineering, construction, other than that, you will feel that there are not a lot of jobs which have high salary. So compared to US, plus the unemployment rate is also increasing month on month. So if you are moving to Canada or trying to find a job in Canada, you have to upskill yourself. You should have Canadian experience and you should add new skills on your resume. And here comes one of the tools that can help you to improve your skills, which is Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online portal where you have thousands of courses available for you. You can go for photography classes, you can go for IT skills, you can go for project management courses. Like if I talk about myself, I recently went through the project management course and it was very useful. Plus, the monthly subscription is also under $10, so that's amazing. And now due to pandemic, we are sitting at home. So it is strongly recommended that you add some courses on your resume and do some certification while you're sitting at home and you have so much time. And there are no ads, so you will be able to learn any course, any skills without any distraction. And this is a sponsored video, so first 1,000 people who will click the link in the description will get free Skillshare Premium membership. So avail the offer, don't miss this opportunity. Click the link below.
Point number 6, immigration process is difficult. Even though Canadian immigration process is very fair and transparent, but still the government really wants highly skilled immigrants to come to Canada. So that is why they have kept really high standards. You really need to have good CRS score to be eligible to apply for Canada PR. So it is not an easy process, and again it is very costly as well. You will see that there are a lot of programs to attract the highly skilled workers outside Canada, but still for every program you have some or the other requirement which is not a normal standard. It is like really high standard. So you really need to have good skills to come to Canada.
Next point, taxes are very high. So in Quebec, the provincial taxes are around 26%, and in any of the provinces as well, the federal taxes are also very high. And top of that, there are sales tax, and basically every tax will reduce your total in-hand income per month. But those taxes are being utilized for free healthcare, your pension plans. So basically you get what you paid for. Few people like it, few people don't like it, because this money is being utilized for infrastructure, for better quality of life, let's say free education, healthcare. So few people don't want to pay so much taxes, but few people like it because in future that money will be used for their kids' education or for their retirement benefits.
Point number 8. Places are too far spread. By now, you might be aware that Canada is second largest country in the world. So that means most of the big cities are too far spread. That means if you have to travel from one city to another city, you have to keep in mind that you may have to drive for 3 to 4 hours at a stretch. So it is good and bad both. There are people who like driving for long hours, but there are some people like us who don't like spending that much time on road. So it is good and bad both.
So it is a big problem when you don't know how to drive or you're dependent on public transport. Let's say the distance is huge between two cities, obviously public transport will not be there. Let's say there is an emergency situation, of course you might face some issue. So it is, as Manpreet said, it is good and bad both. If you know how to drive, if you love driving, this is the best thing. Point number 9. If you're following the real estate market of Canada, you might notice that it is getting out of hand. So whole Canada is getting very costly. Quality of life is not cheap at all. If you take example of Vancouver, that is the second least available city in North America after San Francisco. So if you are following the real estate prices in Ontario, like GTA especially, every detached house is more than 1 million. So it is getting crazy, especially in real estate.
So that means in near future it will be really difficult to even afford a home.
which means if you are coming to Canada in 2021, so it will be very difficult for you to buy a house in next 1 year or 2 years. Earlier people were coming and they were buying house in 1 year, 2 years. I'm talking about 7, 8 years ago when houses prices were very low. Now it will be more difficult. Last point, everyone knows that Canada is very immigrant friendly country, but still, if you say that there is 0% racism here in Canada, that might be incorrect. So we'll be posting another video on our Hindi channel where we'll talk about racism in Canada. But I can tell you one thing, that racism is very, very less in Canada as compared to other country. But still you might find few passive aggressive people here in Canada. And if you know how to deal with them, then your life will be very smooth. So wait for that video. We'll be posting that video on our other channel where we will share experience of 100 of people who are living in Canada and they have shared their experiences about racism in Canada. So these were the 10 points which you might hate or dislike or may stop you to come to Canada as well, because we want to tell you the truth. And there might be a case that you might not be even bothered about these points. So at last, we will just say that Canada is an amazing country for new immigrants, especially for skilled workers who want a better quality of life for their kids, for their retirement. But you should be aware of these points as well. So if you like the video, don't leave without liking the video and commenting down below. Let us know what was the best point that you liked, and if you want to add another point out of these 10.
So till next time,
Stay safe
and stick around.